disaster area, and while authorities and relief workers from Monarch are redoubling their efforts, it seems everybody's working at capacity. And
Time was broken, working out of sync. The city was in a state of chaos.
What the fuck?
The end of time was closing in.
And you still believed you could fix it?
The solution was inside Monarch Tower. A countermeasure.
The CFR, as Monarch knew it. The key to the lifeboat protocol. Monarch's survival plan. But that didn't seem to matter to you.
I had a better plan.
Okay then.
A fucking train just collided with the building and then uncollided with it. Jesus. All right. Oh no! I should have probably thought about that. I was right. Fucking time unfroze. I was like, you know, doesn't that mean the train's gonna keep up? Yep, it's gonna keep continuing. God. Oh. I'm probably gonna have to get past that. Hey, boys! Glad of you to show up! End of the world, and what do you want to do? Stop Jack Joyce! That's fine! Yeah, that was a stupid idea. Let me just run into the train! At least I got some ammo over here. Hey, friend, do you want to get super punched in the face? Ooh! That wasn't even the face, that was like the back. Oh, Jesus. Whoop! Nope, can't have that. Okay. Alright, what are you? You're just, ow. Doesn't even matter. You're just gone immediately. Oh shit. Woohoo!
Now, where do they keep the countermeasure? Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Oh man. I tried to give myself a time shield, but it was still recharging until I almost died because of it. Fuck. Alright, let's get our ammo. Because this carbine is still absolutely amazing. Is this a... This is not a normal pistol, or this is not a heavy pistol, this is a normal pistol. Are there any heavy pistols I can take? Probably not. Yeah, you just keep doing that, train. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's not gonna reach all the way to the building. What's gonna happen here?
As I am sure you are aware, things are very chaotic right now, all over Riverport and in the rest of the world. There's an epidemic of collisions of some kind happening. Car accidents, air collisions, all eerily similar to the Port Donnelly bridge crash we experienced earlier, where nobody seems to see these accidents coming until they happen. I personally witnessed a car slamming into 3 people, a family as they were crossing the street, and I do not know where that car came from. The street was clear and suddenly the situation is being addressed by Monarch Solutions, who are responding to the crisis by... I can't do this. This isn't worth it. They didn't tell me it would be like this. They knew, didn't they? Those sons of bitches knew, and the way that they were talking, I'm sorry. I have to go. I can't stay here.
She's giving up on that job. Jesus Christ. They knew? Oh God. I gotta get out of here. You know, it's really interesting that we're talking about the end of the world, and the biggest threat that we've been hearing of is like the shifters and shit. And from what it sounded like, everybody else was gonna be kind of just frozen in time from where they left off, but now we're seeing like shit fucking hit everything.
Charlie,
You're here for the CFR, right?
the countermeasure.
Well, you're kind kind of lucky Kasurine's left the building. We're in lockdown, but the good news is I know this system like the back of my hand. I can open doors for you. All of them.
Cute.
You'll need to get to Serene's office. He's got direct access to the CFR. Alright?
Alright, get to the top of the building. Just, you know, open the doors for me.
So, who are you exactly? Why are you helping me?
Look, I'm not here to fuck you over, dude. We all want the same thing. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how you getting
it's
the
fucking
CFR
open.
is gonna help. At this point, I'll take a slim hope over no hope. So put your big boy pants on and get it done.
Okie dokie, Charlie. I'll trust you because there's really not a lot of people alive that we can trust. It's just kind of a big reversal, right? This entire time, we're trusting Beth. Well, Beth is dead. We trust Amy, but Amy isn't
There
exactly
we go.
gonna get in this. What in the fuck happened there? Oh, a helicopter. That's probably gonna crash into something. Yeah, maybe Serene should have mentioned all this shit that was gonna happen. Yeah, the end of the world's gonna happen and also everything is gonna crash. The world is not actually gonna be safe because shit's gonna go down.
Mr. Hatch, I thought you... They said you're dead.
They are confused about a great many things. I have a little job for you.
But I mean, I'm not sure I should...
You are still working for me.
Yes, of course. Whatever you say, Mr. Hatch.
You're dead, right? Okay, yeah, I guess I'll listen to you. There's nothing creepy about this.
Welcome to the international headquarters of Monarch Solutions. This state-of-the-art building has become world-famous for its unique architecture and its iconic presence in the Riverport skyline. Incorporating an unprecedented level of automation designed with both comfort and security in mind, complete with a zero-carbon footprint, the building provides a safe and environmentally friendly workplace for thousands of Monarch employees. Monarch Solutions. All we think about is the future.
Zero carbon footprint. Well, in that case, I'm sure you're all cool.
I was just about to say something like that. Oh, this poor janitor.
Buildings in lockdown. The hell's that even mean?
Poor bastard doesn't know anything about the train crash. Hope he doesn't have a heart attack when time resumes.
Alright, let's get back to climbing this building. Oh, it's so tall. We're all the way, like, down here in the public floor areas. And we gotta get all the way to the top. I can hardly read the map because of the time distortions, but that's fine. I know we'll probably end up riding an elevator or something. Hold up. We saw a time flashing thingy, which means there is a chrono source somewhere around here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, welcome to the end of the world.
That's all right.
Took you out quick, didn't I? What the fuck happened to you guys? Holy shit. I didn't do that.
What's going on? I thought this would be the one place things were under control.
Yeah, right. It's all chaos. This whole survival plan Monarch has, it's falling apart. And there's something weird loose in the building. I don't even know what.
All right.
I mean, that's why we're making like you fix this mess.
Oh, Jesus. Am I finally gonna run into one of those goddamn shifters? Because I've actually been wanting to see them for a very long fucking time because they've been talked up like this big, scary, bad thing that's gonna only be in the end of the world. Well, here we are. Monarch radio note. Won't work in stutters. Radio waves get stuck same as everything else. Use stutter-proofed hardline terminals instead. Well, yeah, that one makes sense. Let's bail while we can. Dude, we gotta get the fuck out of this place. I don't care what it's like outside. Did you hear that speech Serene just gave? He's unhinged, and he looks all fucked up too, like he's sick. This lifeboat thing's not gonna work out. I don't trust that guy to plan his way out of a wet paper bag anymore. He's way out of control. He's not even here anymore. He just climbed into a chopper and fucked off to God knows where. He's supposed to be in charge. How is that being in charge? And I heard he killed a guy. What the fuck? The other thing is that Joyce asshole's bound to show up here soon. I'm not gonna be collateral damage for whatever thing he's got with Serene. I've seen the stats Clarice had. The body count he's racked up now is insane. Who's gonna stop him? The grunts? Fuck no. They can fight if they like, but I didn't sign up for this crap. I'm just here to coordinate shit. I'll take my chances outside. I'd rather freeze than get killed by that freak. At least that way you don't even know it's happening. I'll take that over a bullet. I'm leaving, and if you have half a brain, you're coming with me. LT, Pablo Torres. Yeah, I agree, Pablo. Get the fuck out of here.
I really don't wanna go outside. It's just going crazy.
There's no way for them to understand what's happening. Must be scary.
Shifter alert. Attention, the lifeboat security protocols are now in full effect. Our stutter proofing has failed, and we have reports of shifters in the building. You all know the drill. We have trained for this. Do not approach shifters alone. Remember, they are not restricted by the physical space in the same way we are. Deploy dampeners and watch your backs. Work in teams, remember your tactics, maintain your distance. Don't take any unnecessary chances. Comms are unreliable due to the stutters, so pass the word to others and take advantage of stutter collapses to communicate as effectively as you can. We are attempting to repair the stutter proof as quickly as possible, but be advised that contrary to our earlier timeline, which gave us years more to repair, we believe we are now on the verge of the final zero state, and every single stutter we encounter is more and more likely to be the one that never ends. That means our priorities have changed. The lifeboat protocol is in full effect, and ensuring its success is our only objective, whether the opposition is shifters, Jack Joyce, or anybody else. It's vital we all remember our training. If we do things right, we will make it out of this, and we will make our way onto the lifeboat. Good luck, and make me proud. Clarice Ogawa. Jesus Christ. Let's hope that shifters are actually kind of a threat, and not just nothing, honestly. So are we sure that we're good? That there's gonna be no more chronosources? I want to be absolutely sure, but we did explore all the way back there and we didn't see anything. So I think we're good. We're gonna go ahead and sprint our way over. These poor guys. Their building was supposed to be fucking stutter-proof. I don't know if the entire thing was supposed to be stutter-proof or just the lifeboat area. But obviously it would have been helpful if the entire place was stutter-proof.
I was getting closer to the countermeasure. Paul had the key to fixing the fracture all along, but he didn't see it.
There was nothing to see. He believed the fracture couldn't be fixed. That's why he used the countermeasure, the CFR, to create the lifeboat.
You guys see that? Oh shit. Oh, maybe I don't want to go against that.
What the fuck is that? Damn.
Oh shit, dude. I don't want to go against that kind of shit. Well, maybe I can stop it with my time powers, or maybe it'll come in and instant murder me.
Mr. Hatch, sir, I mean, if I deactivate the stutter-proofing system, won't that, if time stops again, then the building will be...
Let me worry about that.
It's just that I'm really not sure this is okay. Can I just check with somebody?
Do I have to look up your home address?
No, sir. I'll do it.
See that you do.
Oh my god, that poor guy got fucking bamboozled. Martin Hatch. Martin Hatch has been detained, and his authority over Monarch Solutions and its employees, along with his security clearance, has been rescinded. I want a full security team watching him at all times. He's not to be given access to any computer systems or communications. Don't talk to him, and don't allow him to talk to anybody. Lock him down and keep him locked down. If he attempts to escape, shoot to kill. I'll deal with him when I'm done with the present crisis. What if he's, like, partially a shifter? I don't know.
Those men died fighting something that lives outside of time.
The very reason our weapons program was built. Serene knew they were coming.
Weapons weren't doing the trick.
Yeah, this should be great. I've gotten my SAR rifle. You know what? Let's take this tactical SMG. They're giving a ton of these. Maybe they'll be more effective, I say as I look at all the dead bodies here.
Hey, guy. You in there? I'm locked out.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that door for you. Hang on. But be careful, there's a lot of scared and angry meatheads on the other side. There you go. Don't get your ass killed.
Yeah, too bad you guys put yourself really fucking close together. Should have maintained your distance. No, it's Jack Joyce. I'm using this fucking tactical SMG as a long-range weapon. Jesus Christ. Well, this is why I have the carbine. Ow, Jesus Christ, that hurts. I'm trying to take out their stutter-proof devices on their back while I have time slowed down, like that. It works, because maybe they aren't really dying. They're most likely dying. Hey guys! Great, 2 juggernauts. Remember how I said we probably end up fighting against like multiple of these guys at the same time? Well, here it goes! This is how it begins!
Now you got
Oh shit. Crouch, man, crouch! I tried to get behind them, but I gotta reload. Or recharge. Gotta get my dash back and then I'll be good. Oh shit, that guy's got the fucking dampener shit. I don't know if shooting out his back is gonna do anything to stop that, but I'm gonna keep on trying. It's gonna eventually kill him. Which I'm fine with too. Oh boy, I really wish I had ammo! Ooh, semi-automatic shotgun. That's effective. Alright, that's one guy down. Point blank shotgun to the back, buddy. Oh, Jesus. Is that reinforcement? Oh no, that was just him fucking his rockets hitting the back area. I'm gonna finish you off with a burst fire pistol because this is something we really haven't used. For probably good reason, actually. Ah. Why can't your weapons get stopped? I mean, they sort of can be, right? Let's watch this. So he's gonna fire at us. Whoop. Yeah! Your weapons aren't immune to being stopped. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Oh boy, I just wanted to get behind you, and instead I got fucking stuck on your friend. Oh man, if only I had fucking grenades, huh? this is why I need to fucking keep having ammo for my primary weapons. These SMGs are not great. Okay. It's just them exploding. Incredibly. I thought it was gonna end up being a fucking shifter coming from behind. Okay, protocol.
The Monarch
info
PR
warfare.
machine was going strong. The public believed that they were doing what the police force couldn't. Protecting them from a terrorist threat. From...
You.
Yeah, Clarice. For me, even though there was actually nothing. Well, oh, here's a fucking backpack. I could have used this. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna grab that carbine back because we're not supposed to get close to shifters. They emit a field that's gonna damage you, and so I might as well take advantage of the fact that I have a carbine. Even though bullets probably don't do too much damage, they probably eventually whittle them down.
You told me that Hatch had Paul's full support. I saw otherwise.
There was a temporary misunderstanding.
Right. That creepy asshole's gone. Aleem, did you hear that Hatch is out? I don't know exactly what went down, but Holden from Acquisition says Hatch did something to really piss off Serene. Maybe something that involved blowing something up on the island? I don't know, and frankly, I don't even know if Holden did either. It all sounds pretty crazy, even by Monarch standard. Anyway, Holden says Hatch got escorted out of his office by a whole bunch of armed security guys. I mean, that wasn't a security will escort you out of the building situation. Holden says it was for real, so I guess that guy's done. Good rinse. Maybe now we can get some work done without him Darth Vadering the crap out of us. That guy's always creeped me out. Oh, I had another thing too. You were right. Dr. Amaral came back. I was sure Joyce would just kill her, but nope, she made it back alive. Anyway, glad I was wrong about that one. She's cool people. She picked a good time to come back too. Things are getting really bad outside. It's really starting to dawn on me. We're lucky to be in here instead of stuck out there and all the craziness. They said there's planes coming down from the sky now. Crazy. Let me know you're okay, Aleem. V. Alright. Let's examine this environment. There might be other things for me here. You know, chronon sources, so I can upgrade my stuff very slightly towards the end, right? One upgrade, but yeah, we're probably not getting any upgrades, any more upgrades.
I need to access that sky bridge.
Yeah, no problem. Just a sec. But you better keep an eye out, Joyce. That thing out there, I don't think it's gone. Okay, off you go.
Monarch was scrambling. Paul's empire was falling apart all around me. I'd never seen anything like it. But Paul had. That's what he was preparing for all those years. He didn't do a very good job.
To be fair, we kind of put a wrench in his fucking plans.
Pretty sure they didn't even scratch that thing.
Well, you know what? At the very least, we're chrono-enabled. We're chrono-activated. Which means I might be able to stand a better chance by launching various different kinds of attacks at it. Jesus Christ. This is like Metal Gear Solid 1 shit. Go down a hallway and people with their fucking asses completely handed to them, and you're expected to fight the same goddamn thing a moment later. At least this time I'm not gonna try and punch it. That would be a dumb idea, I assume. And this is why I wish I could have, like, the shotgun as my secondary. That would be nice.
Hey, there we go.
Yee. What the fuck is going on here? Wait, did that just say time stabbers? Time stabbers, time to kill. Alright. I never did read that second script for Bruce
They have
Savage.
a time machine here? Shit. This is where they brought the university core. This is Paul's machine. Looks like they have it on the top floor.
Yeah, but he's not there at the moment. He went to the pool because he saw you were going to be there. And, you know what? That might not be a bad idea. The Bradbury pool Actually, I don't know which one the Bradbury pull is. Because I think the first one was a pull too? No, it wasn't. We'll get there eventually. It would be a good escape route. A confession. To Paul Serene from Bernard Riker. Mr. Serene, I know you're not in the HQ right now, and whatever mission you left on must be incredibly urgent, so you probably won't read this until you return. I know you will be very, very angry with me, but I have to tell you what I've done. Using my maintenance access, I have deactivated the stutter proofing at the building. I know you will be furious, but I did it because Martin Hatch threatened my family. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to tell you this, because I know you're on edge as is, and clearly under tremendous pressure, but I have admired you and your vision for as long as I have worked for you, and I want to believe you can still fix things. So you have to know that it's Hatch. He made this happen. He knew exactly what would. I'm sorry there are now dead people at my feet, and I don't know how to fucking deal with this. They're strikers. They weren't here when I started writing this email, and now they are. There's a lot of blood. I literally had to wipe it off the screen just to be able to keep typing. It had to be a shifter that killed them. Their chronon harnesses are broken. I couldn't wear them if I wanted. But without one, I'm safe, right? No shifters outside of stutters. Or that's what they told us in training, so I'm safe. And when a stutter hits, I don't even notice. Unless a plane hits the building or something. God, I have fucked up so badly. People are dead because of me. Not just these two, but throughout the building. The stutter proofing was supposed to keep the shifters out, and now everybody must be dying. Somewhere between the seconds. Everybody could be dead already. I don't know. I can't take this. And I don't trust Hatch. I think that son of a bitch is after the CFR. I think he was never on our side. This is all some kind of weird game to him. Shit, I don't know why he's doing this. I'm just an engineer, and I don't know how to deal with this. It's too much, sir. It's too much. Sir, I know you must be furious at me. I deserve it. Believe me, but please don't take it out on my family. Goodbye, Bernard Riker. Oh, dude, did you fucking end up committing suicide or some shit? You could have just turned the stutter proofing back on first, or maybe you're just saying goodbye because you know you're gonna fucking have to leave. No. These guys are getting fucked up. Well, if the developers are doing anything, it is building the tension. And here he goes. The fucking doorway that we have to like go through, and suddenly there's gonna be a shifter on the other side.
What the fuck was that thing?
That was a shifter.
The train.
All personnel, stay clear of the lower levels. There's a possible hazard. Repeat, stay clear of the lower levels. There appears to be a train crashed into the building. The situation is under control. All personnel should remain in secure areas. There are intruders in the building. Repeat, remain in secured areas.
Right. Oh, God. We got lucky. The fucking stutter ended just as we were about to get annihilated by that thing.
Hey, Charlie. I got another locked door here.
Not bad, Joyce. That's Serene's office. Let me just unlock that bad boy for you. Serene's got access to the CFR chamber from his office. I'll meet you there. Ah, there.
Oh, I was about to say, it's not opening, Charlie.
Paul was already gone. But he left behind the one thing I needed.
Untitled note. I have left this message here for you to find, so that soon, when the time comes, and I ask you to choose, you can do so with your eyes open with some hint of understanding. I have no secrets, and the only thing I choose to omit are the ones that you, in your current limited state, would not be able to grasp, no matter how hard I try to make you understand. Oof. I have walked down the same path you are now on. Once, from your perspective, a long time ago, although time no longer has such meaning to me. I too came in contact with a time machine. In my case, it was not a man-made device, but a natural one, in a cave. It should come as no surprise, really, that such things exist, much like natural nuclear reactors do exist, such as the now defunct ones at Okola, Africa. After all, the Meyer-Joyce field has its irregularities. I too became chronon active. I too developed chronon syndrome, and in time, I too lost control and became a shifter. Became at once everything and nothing, was everywhere and nowhere, died countless deaths and was still alive. My every probability, every possibility happening at once. I promised I would not lie, and thus I tell you more. The noise and the pain and the rage were more than anyone could suffer and not go insane. I burned in this fire for a long time. There were brief moments of awareness in this endless nightmare, different versions of certain key moments in my life that I found myself reliving again and again, trying to make things right, like a puzzle, on and on and on. I am convinced that the stutters and the end of time saved me, for those were the only places, the only times, where I could even briefly stop and rest, and slowly find focus and control again, and ultimately master this state. Not emerge from it, not be cured, not go back to what I was before, for there is no such thing, but to learn to be in one place and everywhere at once. My perception is altered, like that of someone who has seen a perceptual illusion and discovered that the picture is both a young girl and an old woman at the same time. Once you see both, you can never not see them. We are such limited beings. We play with just one piece on just one square on an endless chessboard, just one life, one timeline, and an infinite multiverse of possibilities. Am I an exception, the only one who has found his way to the other side? Or is this just a shifter's brief dream before a stutter collapses? There are other shifters. You, your best friend who is now your mortal enemy, Dr. Kim, others, some of whom you know. It doesn't matter who, because they are gone, and when they emerge, if they ever emerge, they will not be who they were, just as I am not who I was before. I have done my part in helping you achieve this state. If time is an ocean with a frozen surface, then the stutter and the end of time are holes in that ice, opportunities to come up for air. I have a plan. It's already in motion, but it would be futile to try to explain it to you, like trying to explain 3 dimensions to someone who can only see 1. But make no mistake, I do not look down on you. I strive for humility even as I shift this world from one state to another. I will make this possible. I stand in between. I don't see myself as a gate. I remain humble. I'm something smaller. A hatch. What the fucking what? Is this supposed to be from Hatch?
We have a mission. Prep the chopper.
Ready to lift off in 15, sir. What's the profile?
Full tactical complement. And we're going to need a tech squad for assembly. I'll brief them on the way.
Copy that. Good hunting, sir.
Commander Ogawa? She's not just like some random lackey? Jesus Christ. Okay, so apparently there are natural chrono-activated people. Actually, no, okay, is it chronon-activated? It is chronon-activated. I've been saying chrono-activated. I've been going back and forth between chrono and chronon. But it's chronon-activated, okay, and they're natural caves that travel through time and become that way, and... So was Hatch a shifter? Who somehow brought himself back in by using those eye drops we saw? I don't even fucking know. I don't know. This claims that there are other shifters. Obviously, there are going to be more shifters. You, your best friend who is now your mortal enemy. I would assume this one's like Hatch, right? Or is it me? Your best friend who is now your mortal enemy. Me, I'm a shifter. There's a lot to this mystery. There is a lot to the story.
My office alarm went off. Is that you skulking around, Jack?
Fuck you. I'm done playing games. I'm here for what you stole.
Yes, of course.
The CFR. If you understood just how much depended on that, you'd leave it alone. But I know you don't care.
You're right. I don't. And it looks like you're not here to stop me.
Yes. Yes, everything will play out as it has to play out. I'll see you very soon, Jack.
done dancing your tune, you crazy bastard.
You say that, but you're gonna end up back at that swimming pool, man. One way or another.
That was just a couple of minutes between stutters.
The countermeasure was Paul's prize. Everything he'd built was based on Will's device. His plan depended on it. You better believe I look forward to taking it from him.
Only one of Serene's treatments survived the explosion. His time was running out.
So was everybody else's.
And then there's this dude who was like, what the fuck, and then died.
What happened to you? Looks like you ran into that creepy thing.
Nope. Not at all. But hopefully we don't run into that creepy thing. Oh, jeez. Time machine core. All right. The stutters are fucking freak me out, dude. Holy shit, this one's long. I think we have read some of these. For emergencies, okay, don't worry about it, we're on a schedule. Your time machine core from the university has been transported to the HQ, and it's currently being installed into the new time machine frame we built for it. You'll have direct access to it from the CFR chamber as requested. And no, before you ask, you can't actually access the CFR chamber from the time machine. That elevator can only be activated from within the chamber, so no one working on the machine can get to the CFR. I thought you'd appreciate that layer of added security. I know how important it is to keep the CFR safe. Anyways, I know you don't actually intend to use the time machine, but should you ever need it, all we need to do is deploy the corridor. It's actually all hooked up now, but we're still running some final diagnostics. We're gonna go through that machine. Because remember, it's been said that we've traveled through time multiple times, although technically we have already done that, when we went backwards and then when we ended up going forwards because of the CFR.
Paul spent a long time running Monarch in secret. It probably didn't help with that whole disconnected from reality thing.
Reflections on the end. I wish my memories about the end of time were clearer, but it was anything but a clear time in my life, and the world was such a jumble, a frozen mess of different timelines crashing together. I was running for my life the whole time, trying to avoid the shifters. Not an ideal state of mind for gathering intel. And it didn't help that she kept chasing me, trying to kill me. Beth Wilder, one of my own people. It was her all along. Even then, trapped in the end of time, as little as I understood about what was going on, I could tell she wasn't like me, that she didn't have the power as I did. I knew she had some kind of technology that kept her going in the suspended hell. Of course, I had no idea it was a device I would actually help or have my people develop. I suppose I should appreciate the irony that it was her chronon harness, my own chronon harness, that it gave me the idea for the lifeboat protocol, the idea that our technology could let humanity survive the end of time. I suppose I have to thank her for that. And she paid for her sins in the end, but she left her mark on me. I know the time to pay for mine is approaching quickly, but not just yet. Back then, when Wilder and I played our game of cat and mouse at the end of time, if I'd had an ounce of control over my powers that I do now, things would have turned out very differently between the two of us. She was strong and I had the training, and I was young and weak and scared. Even so, my abilities gave me an edge. I was lucky she didn't have the full striker gear. She was the one with the upper hand. I didn't learn to properly control my abilities until much later. In those days, they were unpredictable and operated on instinct. Control didn't come easy. I can't help but be aware that this doesn't seem to be the case for Jack. His mastery's growing by leaps and bounds. Is it just because that's the way he's always been? Fast on his feet? Bold and adaptive? Or is the fracture affecting him too? I thought we could contain him. It's cost us dearly. It's not a mistake I will make again. Yeah, we'll see about that. You should have been here. You could have stopped me here. Instead, you fucked up. Oh, that was weird. I got a Chronon Source from the painting, but it wasn't glowing white. We are definitely not gonna have enough to upgrade. What are my last abilities that I have to upgrade? We can get the reduced cooldown for Time Blast, even though it's not something we really use. It costs 6. I can also go for increased threat detection, because it's only gonna cost 4. Yeah, I missed quite a few things. Quantum Ripple Research Unit. Paul, Martin, I know you've both been arguing that the Quantum Ripple Casuality Research Subdivision has great potential, and we should keep it funded. I must once again implore you to reconsider. I'll be the first one to admit that the technology is impressive. The fact that... what? Doctors. Doctors. Doctors Morphin and Rangers can actually track the consequences rippling out from minor shifts within the Meyer-Joyce field is incredible, and the level of informational detail they managed to obtain is amazing. But here's the thing. They've been at this for 2 years now, and they have not produced a single useful result. Yes, we can trace actual events from their small inception point to the actual consequences, very much in keeping with the basic chaos theory concept of the butterfly flapping its wings. But, well, so what? Every single thing that happens in this universe is the result of a chain of events. Being able to see the chain offers no real insight to anything due to the very randomness of the process. Furthermore, it's utterly misleading. You could say that some tiny event or tiny decision in my life yesterday led to me writing this email. And that's technically true, but so did some tiny event or tiny decision in my life 15 years ago. It's all a chain. The event yesterday didn't take place in a vacuum, it didn't come out of nowhere, so what's the point? We have no control over it, so we don't get to direct it, and we get no useful information out of it. Also, have you actually seen the reports they generate? From a technological point of view, the way they managed to automate their analysis of the fluctuation signatures within the Meyer-Joyce field is impressive, but again, it's all meaningless babble with no practical applications. Their personal remarks on the reports are even worse. With all due respect to Ron and Terry, their indisputable technical expertise, I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not sure they do either. It's like they're coming up with stuff at random. The above outlines my concerns as to the futility of the entire process, and I suspect that may not be enough to sway you, but I have one final point, which I think you should consider very, very carefully. The entire program is an unforgivable waste of Monarch resources. I don't mean money, although the entire quantum ripple causality research subdivision is costing us millions and millions of dollars. But that doesn't really matter, because I know we can afford that. However, there's more vital research consuming. Each time they fire up their rig and delve into the Meyer-Joyce field, they eat up a huge amount of chronon particles. Those are finite research, and as you know, we are projecting that the ground zero's yield will rapidly diminish as the fracture takes hold, which will happen very soon. You may not understand what the real impact of this is, so let me put it to you in practical terms. Every single time they detect and analyze a quantum ripple, it costs us a week of potential lifeboat runtime, minimum. Given Monarch's primary purpose and the total lack of useful results, I believe that's a luxury we cannot afford. I recommend shutting them down immediately, or at the latest, during our next reorg. We can reallocate the resources to something useful and put Ron and Terry's expertise into great use designing the lifeboat. I'm sure we wouldn't regret putting them to work on that, given their track record of working with Chronon Tech. Oof.
Paul told me that he tried to change things. It failed. What he'd seen, it broke him. And I'd seen Beth go down the same path, but Paul, it consumed him.
To be fair, he's been at it for a bit longer than Beth, and Beth kind of hunted him down into this whole thing. Definitely will make you a little bit crazier, a little bit sooner.
17 years, he lived through twice. All of it mapped out, from memory.
He knew the market trends before they occurred. He had the tools to make a fortune, and he did.
Isn't that funny? The one thing he changed is just the constant. So he didn't really change anything, but it is funny. It's like, well, I know about this, so I'm just going to get myself rich and start up a company. And this thing can change because technically nothing's changing. I ran the Monarch company all along. Was there ever an original Monarch company? I don't know. Time is a closed loop, huh? What in the fuck is this? Art. I'll never understand it. Don't like this place. It's kind of dangerous. Yeah, not liking that. Okay.
Dr. Amaral was the one thing keeping Paul alive, but reading through their exchanges, there was something more than professional going on.
That's not my place to comment on.
I find myself at a loss. We knew that the fracture would arrive. It was clear very quickly that the process was occurring much faster than Paul's projections. His experiences had led us to believe. That was alarming in itself, but there's another concern. With the fracture, Paul's condition seems to be accelerating rapidly. I don't know what to do about either one of these issues. I haven't had a chance to examine Paul properly, and of course he won't consent to any real tests at this point. He won't take the time, not with the situation being as critical as it is. He has to prepare for the gala, to take care of every little stupid thing Martin trops out for him. You won't think think of himself at all, and I'm afraid that will cost us dearly. So I don't know. I'm just speculating, but I believe this acceleration is a reaction to the stutters in time. In zero state, his wave function is further disrupted by the excessive chronon energies within his body. Before the university incident, before the fracture, the condition was progressive but controllable. The lack of stutters helped keep it in check. Now its progress is rampant, and I worry that it may reach a critical point soon. We always knew that was a possibility, but all of our projections assumed he would have years, time enough to come up with a cure, or a way to stop its progress. Which means there's a very real chance that in the near future, Paul's condition overtakes him, and if he does become a shifter, I don't know what to do about it. We haven't been able to help Dr. Kim. I don't know what we could do for Paul. I don't know what to do. The treatments are all still working, but they take a toll on him, and their effect is greatly diminished. I'm concerned we may hit a point where he's forced to use them so often that the treatment becomes worse than the condition itself. And yet, I don't see any other option. He will not rest. He insists on doing so, or so much. I know he chafes under his dependence on the treatments. He sees it as weakness. I'm afraid I may lose him. Aww. She cares about you, Paul, but you don't see that because of me.
The leader of an empire. But behind the veil, he was a dying man. The signs were clear.
So do we have an extra diary from Serene? On Serene giving into the rage and madness that his condition brings.
They're all against me. Every fucking last one of them. Trying to poison me, destroy everything I've built. I tried to save them. They've made it clear they don't want to be saved. Well, I'll give them what they want. I will make them suffer. I can feel the power growing inside me. This shell, it's only holding me back. Holding me from something far greater. I'll survive this, but in another form. I've seen where Jack is headed. I have seen where this ends. I'm going to stop him. I am going to destroy the countermeasure. They want to see my plan go up in flames. I will burn it to the fucking ground.
We're giving in to Jack, or he's giving in to Jack, letting the emotions take over. He's gonna become a shifter. I don't know if I want to fight shifters.
You're not supposed to be wearing that. Who the fuck are you?
Joss Wheeler. I'm tech support. No, seriously, just put the gun down, man. I'm just here to make sure the chamber's working right, okay? Just routine.
Your security clearance doesn't match the outfit, buddy. Do you think I'm stupid?
I mean, shit, you throw out a line like that, what am I supposed to say?
Shut your face. We're gonna wait for someone in charge to get here, see what they say about this.
Come on, man.
I said, shut the fuck up.
You're kind of like pointing nothing at him. I don't think you're that much of a threat, but that's obviously just a glitch.
Joyce!
Charlie, sit down.
God, I hate burst fire guns. With an automatic weapon, I can just bring the fourth, fifth, or sixth bullet down into their face.
Real bad.
You're Charlie.
Yeah. Let me get this door open.
I like how they fucking totally lazed out in modeling Charlie's character. They're like, we kind of have to bring Charlie in for a later point if they make the choice to have Serene surrender. What do we do about that? Well, let's just stick him in a suit. We don't have to animate anything then.
The lifeboat revolved around the countermeasure. He knew Will would try to take it back. That's why he was killed. He knew I'd try to do the same eventually.
Clearly, he was right.
People, because there seems to be a certain lack of clarity about it when it's appropriate for someone to enter the CFR chamber and mess with the chronon field regulator, and because I just had to fire Kevin Janeway because he did that exact thing, let me remind you of the approved CFR procedure. You do not touch the CFR, period. I may touch the CFR because I'm the lead technician in charge of it. Dr. Sophia Amaral may touch the CFR because she's our head of research and she knows what she's doing. Mr. Paul Serene may touch the CFR because he's Paul fucking Serene and it's his CFR. Nobody else touches the CFR. On occasion, Some enormously lucky individuals who have been personally trained by me and are proven to be very, very dependable and incredibly good at their jobs, who don't have a track record of trying to enter the CFR chamber like paint-huffing imbeciles because they just wanted to take a closer look at it, and have been remembered to bribe the lead technician in charge of the CFR with Tom Waits tickets, may be given written instructions to perform specific procedures on the CFR. That will be a great honor and assign a significant degree of trust, and those people should be accorded all professional respect and an aggressive degree of brown-nosing and or passive-aggressive displays of envy by their peers. Or, to put it another way, you do not touch the CFR unless you want to join Kevin in the how to stop being an arrogant dumb shit who jeopardized the only hope of future for the entire human race because his mansplaining ass thought what the CFR really needed was a random dude who knew better self-improvement course down at the unemployment office, because I'm sure it's where we all believe he was escorted to by those armed men. There are no exceptions to this. The entire lifeboat protocol depends on the CFR being present, properly connected, and functioning normally. You do not want to jeopardize this. This is bigger than any of us, and we are not here to fuck around. Lauren. Jeez, Lauren. You're intense. Don't touch this fucking CFR. Well, I'm about to do it. You can't do anything about it.
They'd stockpiled all the chronon particles from Ground Zero to keep the lifeboat running.
Enough to hopefully last until a proper solution was discovered.
All right. Everyone, please be advised that we are now at a point where lifeboat activation may occur. Accordingly, I have ensured that preparations are underway for activation. As a part of that, what chronon particle stores still remain at the Ground Zero harvesting operation are being moved to the headquarters and placed into the Master Chronon Particle Repository, ready to be placed under the CFR's control. Please be aware that what we have managed to accumulate until this point is very likely to be all the chronon particles we ever have access to. Due to the fracture's effect on the Monarch Joyce field, the Ground Zero's anomaly is showing definite signs of weakening. As a result, the chronon particle yield decreases drastically and will soon drop to the baseline. While we will obviously continue more traditional chronon particle harvesting operations in order to maximize our stockpile, we all need to recognize that sourcing them outside the Ground Zero conditions is extremely inefficient. Or in plain terms, unless we find another source of chronon particles, and I don't believe we will, what we have now is all we will ever have. Please be aware that all use of chronon technology eats into our limited resources, and while we have of course recognized that we need to have our strikers and other soldiers operating starters, each operation undertaken will eat away at our stockpiles and in very real terms cost us days of lifeboat runtime. Accordingly, we have to plan all use of this technology closely and choose our battles carefully. That said, we should also realize the ongoing situation with Jack Joyce constitutes an emergency, and will most likely require unconventional chronon particle investments. Just the same, we should be aware of the cost. I expect to see projected chronon particle consumption rates for the foreseeable future and simulations of how long our stockpile will last, adjusted for all these scenarios we have discussed, seeing our last meeting minutes in our next Monday meeting. Sophia. Monday meeting. Jesus Christ, Sophia. I mean, I guess they'd be meeting in the lifeboat, so that's fair.
Here's hoping you know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, me too.
Here's hoping you made the countermeasure not kill people.
There it is.
Where's
CFR.
Martin?
Countermeasure. Whatever it's called. Help yourself, Joyce.
Charlie Wincott, Data Samurai. Oh, okay. I thought that was gonna end up being like Martin Hatch's thing. Holy shit, more fucking reading. Alright, this is by Dr. Henry Kim. We're definitely reading this one because we haven't really read much from Kim, if anything at all, so here we go. This thing feels like a conundrum wrapped in a puzzle. It's an incredible piece of technology, and I feel like we're only scratching the surface of what it can do. And we have only learned so much. I thought I had a good understanding of the intricacies of chronon particles and their practical applications.
Can we get the hell out of here?
Before, now I realize that I've still got a great deal to learn. The chronon field regulator, as I've decided to call it, is a little miracle. How such a small device can do so much is beyond me. I know it taps into the Monarch Joyce field, but I don't know how. My experiments just show it can do it. It can also manipulate the field. I wish I knew how. Still, the mechanics of the operation give me ideas, new avenues of thoughts I've been trying to find for such a long time. The task that have been set by Mr. Serene has frankly stumped me for years. Knowing that what we observe as the passage of time is just the result of chronon particles being constantly generated within the Monarch Joyce field is a simple fact I've been aware of for a long time, but being able to manipulate those particles in a meaningful way? Well, that's another question. The mechanics of the situation are clear, almost frustratingly so. In a zero-state environment, there are no chronon particles, and thus time is frozen. The idea of artificially flooding an area with chronon particles to enable the passage of time is the obvious solution. But actually finding a way of doing that, that's something else. Not only are chronon particles incredibly difficult to source, so obtaining enough to actually stutter-proof an area for any time longer than a fraction of a second has always seemed impossible. Perhaps even more importantly, the mechanics of manipulating the particles in a way that would actually allow me to define a certain volume of space as stutter-proofed has constantly eluded me. Well, Ground Zero has solved the former problem for us. We're almost up and running, and very soon we will have the ability to harvest chronon particles at useful rates. We'll be able to build a truly formidable stockpile of them in the years to come. As for the latter problem, manipulating the chronon particles, that seems to be something the CFR does with ease. Its ability to tap into the Monarch Joyce field and affect changes in its topology is exactly what I need. Unfortunately, I don't know how it does it. I don't have a clue, and I don't know how to effectively control these effects, but my research into the the effects of its operation has given me the ideas for different kinds of chronon technology that works on a somewhat similar principle, except instead of tapping into the Monarch Joyce field, it generates a similar localized field of its own, an artificial chronon particle field. And within that field, we can manipulate chronon particles at will. This means we should be able to create stutter-proofing technology, allowing us to shield a certain area from the effects of zero state, and I believe we'll be able to miniaturize the technology to allow for personalized devices with the same effect. Almost like an environmental suit of sorts, with a harness the user would wear to create a chronon field around his body. There are still many challenges here, one of which is that any significant volume of stutter-proof space will incur an unacceptably high drain on chronon particles, which are a decidedly limited resource. Obviously, with the lifeboat protocol requiring a large stutter-proofed area that we can maintain for years, quite possibly decades, this is a critical issue we had to solve, and Mr. Serene has made that quite clear to me. Frankly, even with Mr. Hatch backing me, the thought of disappointing Mr. Serene over this makes me quite anxious. I understand his concerns, and they are of course entirely founded, but the man's intensity is unnerving. In any case, I'm hopeful that I will figure out this problem soon. I'm hoping to be able to use the CFR itself to regulate the flow of chronon particles. Given its nature, I suspect it might be eminently suitable for such a role in the lifeboat project and cut down our chronon consumption rate by a great margin. My control over the CFR is limited, but this seems to be a very basic functionality for it, so I'm optimistic that I can do it. I'm still looking into it, one thing at a time. We've already made great progress, and I will say that Mr. Serene's been quite complimentary with these successes, so I think he'll give us the time we need. Well, it's not like he has a lot of choice in the matter. I'll be honest, the CFR is becoming a bit of an obsession for me. I wish I could sit down and have that conversation, just ask those questions. How did he build it? What it's actually for? But I've been denied that opportunity. A part of me wants to open the CFR up and get to the bottom of it, but the potential consequences terrify me. We've already seen what it can do if unleashed. Even worse, there's a possibility that I couldn't put it back together, and that's just the idea of making a mistake like that is a positively bowel-liquefying thought. Having to explain that to Mr. Serene? No thank you. So as it is, I have only dared to open up a bit of the casing to get a rough idea of some of the engineering inside. It's amazing work, and it has certainly been a lesson in humility for me. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm a very fast learner, and this has to be the most important work anyone has ever engaged in the history of humanity. If we succeed in our mission, the world will not soon forget the name of Dr. Henry Kim. You know what makes me sad about reading that? The fact that we never did get Will back. Just little snippets of him. He died permanently. I was thinking that maybe he'd do some time shenanigans and bring him back somehow. Never happened.
Something had gone down in that chamber before I arrived. Whatever it was bloody. I'd seen the dead guy before.
Liam Burke.
What the hell happened to him?
He met his match. Let's move on.
Yeah, well, it's better he meets his match. Well, no. I don't know what kind of suffering happens to someone if I shoot out the chronon harness on them, but it probably was a little bit less than bleeding out in front of his wife. Ugh.